Good morning, everyone. A lot of you wanted to know how I changed food because you want to change food because you want your cats to be healthier and make less poop and less stinky poop, for gosh sakes. This is Devon. He says good morning. He's one of my 5 cats, the only furry one. He's a Devon Rex. So, I'm not a vet. I'm not a breeder. I make clothes for cats. Devon's wearing a dress even though he's a boy. He does not mind. This is going to be a hard video to make because they're going to probably think I'm feeding them the whole time. And before I changed food, I sort of did a little bit of a training to get them accustomed to me eating first. Not really, but I'd pretend. Then whoever I dubbed top cat, which was Daisy, then Bella, then Star and North. And Devlin used to be able to eat with them, but he is being a wicked baby and jumping on everyone, so he eats last. It's only like 10 seconds in between, but they listen. I'm going to try and do another video on that. Okay, so a long time ago in a universe far, far away, Trader Joe's tuna for cats. It's a great thing to get, 49 cents a can. Nothing wrong with it, except that it's not the food I choose now. My cats ate California natural chicken and brown rice kibble all day long, grades like horses, and once a day they would get a can of this as a treat. Well, the food recall started and California Natural got recalled, and then the next one I picked got recalled, and the next one I picked got recalled, and it was getting to be a big pain in the ass. So I ended up just basically getting them the best kibble I could, and they got no wet food. Bella gained 2 pounds. She has lost 2 pounds now. She's 9 instead of 11. And then I lost my lucky cat, and was lucky enough to get this little guy. Since I wanted to give them better food, I asked his breeder, what do you feed? And she said, we give them raw, and we give them natural balance, limited ingredient. These are some of the cans. This is the duck and pea and the venison and pea. So I went and got some of these and brought back into the house the food I hate the smell of, which is the Royal Canin Kitten, because it has all of their wonderful nutrients in it, and picked up the matching kibble to the natural balance. So here we go. The big cat's getting to the kitten food. The kitten food's expensive. I'm going through 5, 6, 7 cans of the Royal Canin Kitten food a day. Everything coming out of my cats smells almost as bad or worse than what's going in, because it's stinky food. And once again, I'm not putting it down. I've raised other cats on it. They're fine. But it's gotten to the point now with acquiring my little kitten North and living in a small space that it just stunk too much. So after getting some behavioral issues under control, I started very slowly mixing Stella and Chewy's. This is the pure raw. It's about $11 a bag. I take it out in the morning and I put it into some separate cups like this, 3, I think. I have 5 cats. It's going to last a lot longer for more people. This is like a day and a half. It's half of what I was paying. I think this retails for $11. Well, dealing with raw food can be difficult and you have to be safe, so I had bleach and water and I had paper plates and all this stuff. Was doing it the right way. So after a while, though, it takes a long time to defrost. Daisy started not wanting to eat with the other cats, and when Daisy's unhappy, the house is unhappy. So I did end up getting some of the freeze-dried, and this is now what I just love. Anyway, little by little, I mixed the raw with their food. Now, they were already waiting for me to tell them to eat. So at first they didn't like it. Then I got a little more of the kitten food back, and I put just some of that Royal Canin Kitten food right over the top, almost like frosting, and kind of mix it in, and also mixed in pro and prebiotics. I used Benebac in the powder. You can get a big thing of the powder. So little by little by little, they started eating it. I think it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks, until I was only putting the smallest amount of kitten food on top. So they are now eating exclusively Stella and Chewy's raw. And I almost forgot the most important thing. Pick up the kibble. They will not do this if they free feed. I know this is a lot of words, so here's a cute kitten again. This thing here is a descendant of a lion. Lions are hunters. They hunt maybe once a day, depending on when the pride is hungry. They do not graze in fields like horses. I've known this a long time. The hardest thing for me was to pick the kibble up, and it was hard for me to see them hungry at mealtime. They're supposed to be hungry at mealtime. They're obligate carnivores and neck suckers. He likes to suck on my neck in a dress. You're getting a treat here. So, felines, big, small, medium, young, and old, don't graze. A mother lion will even eat meat and come back and regurgitate it for her kittens. But only a kitten nurses exactly when it's hungry, because they need that nutrition. So North, who's asleep in the corner, who's 4 months old, gets fed 3 times a day. The others, I have to give them some too, but their big meal is in the morning and at night. And funny enough, I gave them too much one time, and they left it. Yeah, that surprised me. They were like, we're done. Now, the Stella and Chewies, the freeze-dried, you use like a cup of this and then half a cup of hot water, and you only have to let it sit for 1 minute. I'm actually scared to open the bag because I'm going to get mobbed. And I will wash my hands after this. It's full of these little nuggets. And when you add water, they don't swell that much, but they are everything that's in the raw food, except they've been freeze-dried, so it's a little more expensive. The raw looks about the same. I get it, as defrosted as I can in the fridge, but what I'm doing right now is I top it off with the freeze-dried and then fill it with hot water and then wait a minute and shake the whole thing up and then give it to them. So that's what I do. Pick up the kibble, take it slow. You're the one who's going to feel guilty. These guys loved the freeze-dried especially. I don't know what Stella and Chewy do, but they like what they do, and they have not liked any raw food in the past. They didn't used to like goopy food, and the freeze-dried, because it has a little more texture, might appeal to some cats. There's 5 or 6 flavors. I picked chicken. We're sticking with chicken. Bella dropped 2 pounds in like 6 weeks. I didn't really do much of anything. She stays cleaner. Her butt stays cleaner. And the litter box is amazing. The poo is dry. It doesn't smell. Well, there's a little, but it's just like, I was like, are my cats okay? I made sure to have plenty of fresh water around them. I know they're not dehydrated. And that's about it on the feeding tip. I do give them little pieces of what I'm eating now and then, but basically I don't give them treats. You can add canned pumpkin if they get the runs or too constipated. And plain goat's milk yogurt, a tablespoon a couple times a week, is a nice treat. Hi. and neck milk. Neck milk is always good.